Hi guys, welcome to Africa Donated. I'm with a lovely lady who's an accomplished. She's got two books. I'll talk to you all about it as we go along. And I'm just going to just talk briefly about maybe Africa, our heritage,
Okay, sure.
etc. So this is,
Hi everybody. My name is Jennifer Tosch, and I'm the founder of Black Heritage Tourists here in Amsterdam.
good. I met this lady yesterday. I went on a Black History tour of Amsterdam, which is some of the clips I would like to bring to you on the channel. And I found out that this lady is quite an accomplished woman. She's written two books, which I would leave the links below for you to be able to see whenever you're in Amsterdam. Try visiting this Black Heritage tour site. You can always ask for this lady, and she could give you a very good insight. She gave us a very good insight. I'll go around and take some shots of it. But for today, we're just going to talk about probably three or four important things. And the first question I would like to pose: why is it important for us as Africans, or those of us of African heritage, those of us also in the diaspora, to connect with our ancestry?
Well, it's very important for me. I've been on this journey for over 10 years now, longer. My family all comes from Suriname, South America. My ancestors I've traced to the first generation in Suriname, and I've also traced my African heritage as well to Ghana and Benin and Togo. And it's important because I think without understanding our ancestral identity, it's difficult to make sense of the world. I think for me it was very important because I was searching for answers about my heritage, my parents and my family that was in Suriname. I also was trying to learn about the early Black history here in the Netherlands. I was told when I was a student here that didn't exist. So for me it's been a very personal journey.
Cool. This is really lovely. I mean, in some of our channels, we did realize there's a gentleman by the name of Terentius Alpha, who was a poet. At the same time, he was the son of the Roman senator. That's why he got his name Terentius. And he always said some of his legacies which he left behind was that charity begins at home. So it's quite important for your response that it's important for us to know our history.
Absolutely.
It enables us to be a bit more confident about ourselves, we get to know ourselves better, and we get to be able to also project as to where we want to go.
And also to understand what's happening in the world today has a history. And for me, when we were talking about, of course, there's a lot of attention now on racism, and the Black Lives Matter movement around the world has helped to amplify that.
Okay.
But for me, it's about looking back in time and understanding where this all started, and what was the history before colonization, before Africa was invaded by Europe.
So, during your journey, what are sort of benefits that you picked up thus far, which has helped you in order to sort of heal?
Oh yeah,
In
well,
terms of going forward?
I think what's been most healing for me is learning about the lived experiences of people of the diaspora, particularly here in the Netherlands and in Europe, where often those narratives are hidden or suppressed. We're made to believe that we only arrived here when slavery started. Our history only began with slavery, which is very far from the truth. And it was very healing for me to learn about the earliest presence of African presence here in the Netherlands and Europe, and that we were represented in very noble ways. Once slavery became institutionalized, that changed, of course, but that was very empowering to learn about our stories.
Thank you very much. And there's a story of a lady, I believe her name was Susanna Dumillon. I think I would like to, after this show, I'll probably do a story about her and give it to the audience for them to also have a little bit of understanding some of the challenges that she faced. I think there was also a lady, I think from Indonesia.
Yeah, Christina,
which I think I might also do something on her.
Yeah.
For the channel. All thanks to
All right.
Okay, going forward, I know you've been on this journey. You've also tried to correct a few things, as you've seen some of the books that she's produced.
Yeah.
How best are we supposed to, or what channels are we supposed to take in order to make sure this information is genuinely passed on onto the next generation?
That's a great question. I think it's first very important that we know our own stories and that we tell our own stories. That history that is told through the gaze of the colonizers is going to be one-sided. And it's really very important that we learn about our family and ancestral heritage. And whatever side of that history that it's on, I think once we embrace that, then we can develop these ideas of our identity and who we really are. So for me, the first thing is to learn your own story and tell your own story.
This has been a great experience for me. I don't know if you can see my eyes, maybe a little better. It's not sunglasses. It's just tinted. You've touched on various points, but what I find in some of my research, as I try to locate some of the aspects of Africa and London, Africa and the Netherlands, I find that you have to really dig deep in order to be able to stumble on some of the information. A story I'm working on right now, which I will post, it's about a gentleman by the name of George Ryan, who was one of the gentlemen whose name was registered in the actual shipping books as African as far back as 1805, where he helped Admiral Lord Nelson, Horatio Nelson, fight the Battle of Trafalgar, which was a great victory for Britain. I mean, little did I know, but in London right now, for instance, Trafalgar Square, there is a bronze plaque. Don't look much. Miss, just like you showed us on some of the excursion trips we had yesterday on the dam, on the dam where you showed us the liberation, with the European standing with his chest out, and of course the African standing looking poor or looking all sad. So these are things that we need to make sure the young generation seek it out.
Yeah.
They look properly to see, because the information might be there, staring at you in the face.
Exactly.
When you're confronted with information, but you might not know what to do with it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of symbols usually often all around us that we miss. Here in Amsterdam, we preserved a lot of this material heritage on our buildings and monuments and on the canal houses.
Okay.
And so it's becoming aware.
All right.
And also being able to, when you see something that looks like, well, what does it mean? To do a little research, you'll find out oftentimes just below the surface there is information about it.
Can you tell the audience some of the work that you do, and if they come into Amsterdam or perhaps even in New York?
Yes. Well, I've actually co-written three books.
Oh,
the
three
third
books.
one
I have one book. Okay, I'll get the third book.
The third one is about Dutch New York history and the African and Native American presence. But I'm also a member of the Mapping Slavery Project here, which is also a network of historians and curators that are trying to get to reframe the Dutch Empire, including more of these stories and narratives that have been often forgotten or ignored throughout history.
Okay.
And I'm also a founder of Sites of Memory, which is a theatrical production of the tours.
Okay.
So there's a lot of activity around anti-racism and also about increasing our knowledge around Black heritage and history.
So where do we go to look at all these beautiful information that you have?
On my website, blackheritagetours.com, and of course I'm on all social media, so Facebook and Twitter
and I'll put
Instagram.
some of the information beneath for you to also.
I appreciate it.
Last but not least, when you went to Ghana, where did you go? What did you see?
Wow.
And how was that experience?
Well, I was there during the 400-year commemoration, so there was a lot of interest and attention. I visited several of the former Dutch forts.
Okay.
So the Dutch had established quite a presence in Ghana, at least 10 forts they built. So I was there for research, but also for a vacation. It's very empowering to be in Ghana. My partner that I was with, who's actually from London, his name is Kwaishi. So he has Kwaishi.
Oh,
so his name apparently engendered a lot of respect because he's from the Ghana region.
It's more the king.
Exactly, and he looks like it because the way he dresses and Darashta, so his presence was very, very empowering, and so we were treated like royalty actually. And, wherever we went, there was always a sense of being welcomed home, and being among your family, your diaspora family was very, very enriching. We stayed at a black-owned hotel.
Okay.
But the experience was just enlightening.
I can imagine. Was that your first trip?
It was my first time to Ghana,
Okay.
and of course we visited a lot of the national historic sites.
And did you try the cuisine, the food?
Of course, we were fully immersed in Ghana experience.
What was your favorite food?
Oh gosh, you're gonna put me on the spot. I can't remember right now.
But can you describe the food?
It was flavorful. I mean, all the spices and flavors. That was absolutely incredible. We ate a lot of fish because we don't eat meat. So, I think for me, the takeaway was the beauty, the landscapes. We traveled not only in Accra, but we went
to Cape Coast.
to Cape Coast.
Did you go to Zim, or did you go to just Cape Coast, just Elmina?
Elmina, of course, we went to Elmina, but there was other places that we went outside of Accra that was just incredibly beautiful, just to be in that environment.
All right.
2 weeks.
Anyway, this is my first serious interview with the iconic Tosch. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
I hope to bring you more of these as the channel grows. So thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you very much.
I hope to see you again. When you're in London, hit me up.
Absolutely. Please come and visit us again in Amsterdam, and all of you to come and visit us.
Well, I think I'll come back sometime to visit. The first trip I had with her was a trek.
A walking
trek. So you take your time, you get to see certain things. Having lived in the city for so long, you just get up, just go straight to the office. You don't pay attention to what's happening. But now, I'm going to pay attention, but I think I'll try the boat cruise.
Absolutely, the boat cruise. Go even further.
Next time I come, and who knows, maybe I might also visit you a tour in New York City.
That would be awesome.
One day. I hope you get to visit Accra again. You and
I definitely will. I definitely plan on doing it.
Ghana again. Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Then, subscribe, share, like, and of course, comment if you have any interesting things you want me to talk about regarding Africa or Africans in the diaspora. I'll try next time as we go. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.